Hey, Karis, I just want to take a moment to talk with you about one of my favorite words: sleep. Sleep. Just saying it out loud makes me feel a little cozier inside, fills me with a little bit of longing. I know that many of us don't get as much sleep as we'd like to. Maybe you have small kids that struggle to go to bed, or they're waking you up multiple times in the middle of the night. Maybe sleep feels elusive for you. You try to close your eyes, but you end up staying awake. You rack your brain. You feel every anxious beat of your heart, reviewing all the mistakes or all the things you feel like you did wrong that day. Maybe you're somebody who endures insomnia, or you have some sort of physical ailment that makes sleep difficult. Sleep feels like such a primal thing. It's such, in some ways an involuntary thing. It's this bodily necessity. And yet I think sleep is a deeply spiritual thing. Sleep is something that God longs to give us. You might call it a spiritual discipline. You might even say that sleep can be an act of faith. I want you to hear just 3 of the times that the Bible mentions sleep in the Psalms. Psalm 4:8. In peace I will both lie down and sleep, for you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety. Psalm 127:2. It is vain that you rise up early and go late to rest, eating the bread of anxious toil, for he gives to his beloved sleep. And then in Psalm 121, the writer makes clear why it's possible for God's children to enjoy sleep. Verses 3 and 4. He will not let your foot be moved. He who keeps you will not slumber. Behold, he who keeps Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. Every night when I put my son to bed, I pray that he will sleep well, that he will wake up healthy and happy in the morning. And I pray that he will know that he doesn't have anything to fear, because while he's sleeping, God is up, keeping watch over him, making sure all is well. And now I want to pray that for you and for me. I want us to know that. I know that many of our sleep schedules are screwed up due to the pandemic. I know that our son hasn't slept nearly as well since we started sheltering in place several months ago, and it's definitely trickled down to the rest of the family. But I want to encourage you, and I want to remind myself of this, that if we are losing sleep because we don't feel like we've done enough work during the day to justify ourselves, if it's anxiety that's keeping our eyes open, it's okay to let go and try to sleep, because God is completing all the work that you couldn't do today. He is keeping the world on its axis, and he is keeping his promises while you sleep. As adults, we might not really be afraid of the dark anymore, but we fear the loss of control that we experience in sleep. The NPR host Ira Glass has talked about how he hates sleeping because, in essence, he's rehearsing his death every single night. And that might sound morbid, but it's actually, I think, a good truth to hang on to. We can give up our rights to things, we can give up our reins on the day, because we know that God is always awake and alive and always in control. So if you feel like it's just not responsible for you to go to sleep at a decent hour, that there's too much to do, that there's too much to worry about, let me encourage you to commit a revolutionary act. Go to bed. Or take a nap. Do so as an act of faith, believing in a God who never slumbers. And if it's physically or psychologically hard for you to sleep, I want you to hear me. I don't want to shame you. I know it might not be about faith at all for you, but simply about what's going on in your body or in your brain. If you do end up staying up all night, I want you to know this, that God is awake. He is present with you. He can give you soul rest in the midst of your sleepless nights. He is happy to sit up with you and keep you company. Wherever you're at with sleep right now, I want you to be assured that God is up. He's active. He's at work. And part of his work is to give you rest. So rest in him. And if you can, sleep well tonight and enjoy sweet dreams.